Pele is one of the most iconic football players who have ever lived. He is a national hero in Brazil, has unbelievable records under his name, and countless people worldwide consider him the greatest player to ever step foot on the pitch. So would you believe me if I told you that Pele is actually the most overrated footballer of all time? Hey guys, what's up? It's Raymar.
Oh, we can't just say that and just skip over. Hold on, look. I'm not really a soccer fan like that, but I watched it before. Like, I know Neymar, I know players, I know the sport a little bit. Only thing I know about Pele is when Joe Rogan told some dude, I don't go to your country and disrespect Pele.
I don't go to Brazil and fuck with Pele. You don't come to America and talk shit about James Brown, son.
Is Pele overrated? I'm like, overrated? How are you one of the greatest, but he overrated? So we about to see what they talk about, man. Like, comment, subscribe, bro. Y'all want to see more soccer? Let me know in the comments, but Pele, bro.
Back again for another video, and today we're gonna look at why Pele is the most overrated footballer of all time. But before you hit that dislike button and call me an idiot in the comment section, I just want to say that being said, let's get on to it.
I don't even know Pele or what he did in his career. Know nothing about him. But I feel like he about to hate just because he said that. How you gonna hate on greatness? Let's see what he's talking about.
For as long as I can remember, the idea that Pele was undoubtedly the greatest player ever just seemed to be taken in as a fact, and nobody really questioned why. Whenever names like Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo, or any other footballing icons are brought up, Pele always seems to be the benchmark or standard by which fans use to judge these players. Even a young 17-year-old 85, and by that time, Pele had already been retired for 8 years. So the question remains to even you guys watching out there, how can you call someone the greatest of all time if you've never even seen them play? So to break down why Pele is the most overrated footballer ever, let's begin with his unreal and almost godlike record of scoring 1,283 goals, which is the most recorded by any footballer in history. However, the truth is that 526, or roughly 40% of those goals, were not actually scored in official matches. Those goals were actually scored in friendlies, exhibitions, and tour games against below-average teams and players. Even unofficial games like the ones recorded against the Brazilian Coast Guard were counted towards his goal tally. Pele's official record is 757 goals in 800. However, if you look at the score sheet, you'll notice just how skewed some of these scores are in games that Pele scored more than 3 goals.
Bro, hold on now. We can't just sit here and say, oh, them goals don't mean anything or they don't count. You wasn't there. Did you see the players that he was going against? Did you see if they was good or not? I mean, if he was going against grown men who play soccer, I mean, I'm not a soccer, fanatic, so I don't know a lot about the sport. But I'm trying to argue this base point. If you didn't see the footage, how you going to say something was I want to know, did other people that he was going against at that time say he was really doing this?
We can see his team dominating their opponents with scores like 11-0, 11-1, and 10-0. Also, if you look at the clubs they're against, you'll probably notice Nacional, Juventus, and Botafogo. But those aren't the actual club giants. He never scored 5 goals against the Juventus in Italy or 5 goals against the Nacional in Uruguay. But he did score on the ones with the same name that played for the Brazilian league. On to my next point.
Hold on, so you trying to say he didn't score those goals against other competitors, but when he was in Brazil, he scored a goal. Bro, he just played against better players over there, though. Hold on, bro. Okay.
Is that the overall competition and level of football that Pele was playing against at the time was
Hold on, let me know in the comments what y'all think, though, because I'm not really a big fan. Let me know who the fans of soccer, is it verified that these goals were just not legit and that he just not really that, somebody let me know.
Very exceptional at all. Back in Pele's era, the overall standard and quality of football was not as good. Pele was an exceptional player in that generation because of how he transformed the game. It's no surprise that the nature of football or any other sport, just like with everything else in the world, increases in quality as time goes on due to factors like technological advancement, better understanding, and new styles being developed. If you've been paying attention to the level of defense being played, it was hardly impressive. In that era, only a handful of players really stood out. There weren't many elite defenders in that era, but to be fair, Pele was a generational talent that had
Stop playing. You
defenders
see
in
that
that
ball go
era,
through the
but to be
easy
fair,
work. Easy
Pele
work.
was a generational talent that had never been seen before, being an exceptional offensive talent with that flair and touch that just seems to come natural to many Brazilian talents in today's game. In fact, Pele's style of play actually bridged the term joga bonito, or the beautiful game, to the football world. But a good question you should ask yourself is, could Pele actually do this against defenders like Sergio Ramos, Paulo Maldini, Fabio Cannavaro, or other elite defenders that came so much longer after he had retired? I mean, try naming even a couple of elite defenders in Pele's time, and if you can't, then go ahead and hit that like button.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Saying that is like saying Jordan couldn't score against Kawhi Leonard, or saying Michael Jordan couldn't score against Draymond Green. Or saying like Gretzky can't score against the greatest hockey player. Like, you can't say that. But let me know in the comments what y'all think though. That is crazy. Cause you see that feet work? Look, I don't really watch soccer like that. But you see this man feet work and how he handled the ball? I don't even be saying Ronaldo them doing like
after he had retired. I mean, try naming even a couple of elite defenders in Pele's time. And if you can't, then go ahead and hit that like button. Also, Pele's FIFA World Cup achievements aren't as marvelous as everyone is led to believe. Goals scored. But that record actually belongs to Ronaldo the Fenomeno. Or that was until Germany's Miroslav Klose broke the record in 2014. The most World Cup games won also belongs to fellow Brazilian Cafu with...
Hold on, bro. You can't just be taking... No, hold on. Whoa. Hold on. The most goals scored was from Pele. Pele had 1,300. We ain't taking away no goals. That's what we not doing. If the record book say he had 1,300, I gotta see Ronaldo, Nate. I gotta see all these other greats say he didn't have those goals. Not somebody on YouTube. I'm sorry. Somebody in the comments, let me know. But I can't do that. When you talk about a great, and this is my first time knowing about Pele, but it looked like he got aura. This is a lot of aura in this video. I can't.
16. In fact, Pele was actually outperformed in all 3 of his World Cup final wins and really only won 2 World Cups. In his first World Cup final win in 1958, his teammate Didi was voted the player of the tournament. In his second World Cup win in 1962, he was injured and didn't even play any significant minutes, while his teammate Garrincha led Brazil to a win with some breathtaking performances. And on his third and final World Cup win in 1970, which was the first ever World Cup to be broadcasted in full color, Pele wasn't even Brazil's top goal scorer. The honor actually belongs to his teammate Jairzinho, who scored 7 goals in the tournament. So I read, his teammate Jairzinho, who scored
Golden Boot winner. Pele goals, 1974, 66, 62, 58, 60.
7 goals in the tournament. So I read, many Brazilians are actually aware of these facts. It's more common knowledge for them, but to everyone else, Pele's name just seems to be on a whole nother level. Apparently, if you ask any Brazilian who their greatest players are, you're likely to hear Jairzinho, Garrincha.
That's because, bro, when people, bro, I hate when people don't really acknowledge greatness or really understand greatness. You got somebody out there finessing with the dribble, scoring 1,300 goals, you want to say, oh, somebody else was better than him because they played better in the World Cup? Because y'all had better games in the World Cup, you are better than Pele? Are you out your mind? And I don't even know Pele like that, but the fact that he had 1,300 goals, 3 World Cups, nobody ever did, you're not better than Pele.
Or Zizinho. In fact, on my video about the tragic story of Robinho, there are quite a few Brazilian viewers saying how Pele is crazy and that nobody really pays attention to the things he says. Which, if you do want to watch, is on the top right corner of your screen right now or the first link in the description. Interestingly enough, in 2002, a year where Brazil won the World Cup, their coach Luis Scolari said that he believes Pele knows nothing about football. By the 1970s, Pele was world-renowned, being the second most recognizable name in Europe, second only to Coca-Cola. Pele was so famous that his club Santos took him out on multiple world tours to play exhibition matches and friendlies because so many people would pay to see him play, even if he was against absolute scrubs. And this is where most of his 500 plus...
No, you're lying. We're not believing you, bro. No. You can't even say that, bro. You can't say he was playing against scrubs his whole 500 goals. You don't know that. You just saying that because you want him to look, bro. I don't, bro. It's crazy that a man can really do all of this stuff and really, like, where were people saying this stuff when he was playing? Why would, after everything's done, they want to act like, come on.
And friendlies, because so many people would pay to see him play, even if he was against absolute scrubs. And this is where most of his 500 plus unofficial goals would come from. He would play more than 100 games touring around Europe, and maybe this is how he earned such a legendary status. Every time Pele went on a tour, there would be newspaper articles and columns that circulated all over the world, not only in Europe. He was a walking box office hit. Each tour he went on increased not only his fame, but his seemingly legendary goal-scoring record. And maybe it's because of this that people would spread his name and tie it to being the greatest of all time. In all honesty, it just seems to me like the older generations talking about Pele as the best ever has kinda just been passed down and blindly accepted.
See, bro, that's like saying that about Kareem, Jordan. That's like saying that about every sport, bro. You cannot say that. That's like saying about Wayne Gretzky, bro. You can't say that about Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky had crazy stats. You say everybody else was just...
Pele did impact the game and bring football into a whole new level, bringing even more popularity and interest in the sport. I guess you could say Pele is the grandfather of football. And maybe you as a football fan consider him the greatest ever simply because of all this. And don't get me wrong, Pele was the most dominant player in his era and was immensely gifted for his time. He is the all-time leading goal scorer for Brazil with 77 official goals, holds the record for the most hat-tricks with 92, the youngest to ever score a goal in the FIFA World Cup, and the youngest to score a hat-trick in the World Cup. He is in FIFA's 100 Greatest Footballers list, was the FIFA Player of the Century, and was also included in Time Magazine's 100 Most Important People of the 20th Century. Anyways, the purpose of this video is to just inform you guys about a lot of misconceptions surrounding Pele's career, and to basically give you a rundown of why I believe Pele is the most overrated footballer of all time. But again, I just want to say that I am in no way trying to disrespect Pele.
You is, bro. You can't say that, but you are. You're disrespectful. And I ain't gonna lie, we gotta watch more football on this channel, bro. Because, bro, I gotta see what these other people numbers looking like. Cause this is disrespectful.
Pele and what he has done for the world and for football. Because Pele is an amazing person, still traveling the world and acting as an ambassador for the sport. It's definitely not a bad thing for the younger people to learn more about such an iconic figure. I mean, who knows? Maybe in 20 years the younger generation won't even consider Pele's name in the conversation for who was the greatest player of all time. I definitely believe that that debate will be between Messi or Ronaldo. But let's save that topic for another video.
I ain't even gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. Somebody gotta let me know in the comments. I know there's another video explaining how great Pele is, because obviously people gonna have their narratives. This dude think Pele, I didn't think this video was gonna be like that. I thought he was gonna explain how great he was. It did say overrated, but I'm thinking he was gonna be like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen in this video. But bro, let me know in the comments if there's another video that explains Pele greatness, because bro, there is no way, bro, that Messi and Ronaldo are the greatest of all time, bro. If this man had 92 hat tricks, bro, the youngest to ever get a hat trick in the World Cup, youngest to ever get a score in the World Cup, 3 World Cups, the most goals of all time, 1,300, and they gonna say they fake? Come on, bro. What we doing, bro? Am I tripping? Let me know in the comments if I'm tripping, bro. But I just feel like in that number 10 jersey, I need that number 10 jersey. I need it. Pele, I need a number 10 jersey. So much aura in that video, bro. It's like he was like, come on, bro. And the dude was still disrespecting him. Come on, man. Show love to your legends. Like, comment, subscribe, though, man. I want to see more soccer on my channel. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to see y'all next one, man. No cap.